the ninth forum of today. First of all, I would like to thank to all of the audience in front of me. Thank you very much for attending the forum today. Our issue for tonight is animal testing is a good thing? First of all, I would like to introduce our panel tonight. Right on my left is Professor Dr. Amir Mizuar bin Amaluddin. For your information, he is the winner of the best researcher who is found new technology to replace animal testing. A big clap to him and congratulations for the award. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great today. Thank you.
Beside him is Professor Dr. Mohammad Saiful bin Faudzi from Department of Biomedical University Science Malaysia. How are you doing, Doctor?
I'm good and glad to be here this evening.
At the end of the corner is the very experienced master student, Mr. Mohammad Asyrul bin Mohd Zaini. Welcome to our forum.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we know, animal testing, also known as animal experimentation, animal research and in vivo testing is the use of non-human animal in the experiment that seek to control the variables that affect the behavior or biological system under the study. Example of applied research include testing disease, treatment, breeding, defense research, and toxicology. For further detail about this topic, I would like to seek information from the first panel next to Professor Amir. Why did you think animal testing should be banned? And can you explain more about technology that you have found in your research?
Thank you to Mr. Chairperson. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to all panelists and audience. I'm so glad to be one of the guests. I absolutely love animal and feel that animal testing is so horrible. As a human, we have liberty, which is freedom, choice, and etc. And also, animals have their right to live and the right to choose, But it is right to take the freedom of the live animal just because we want to research? No, I'm not agree with that. It is not right to kill and make them suffer for us. Animals have emotions. They have thought, ideas and feelings. They also suffer. If we just kill and make them suffer, we are taking the freedom and the life of other animals. To protect the animal liberty and life, we should ban animal testing. Today, because experiments on animals are cruel, expensive and generally inapplicable to humans, I have moved to develop and use the method for studying disease and testing products that replace animal and are actually relevant to human health. This alternative to human testing include sophisticated tests using human cell tissue as known as in vitro methods, and advanced computer modeling technique and study with human volunteers. This and other non-animal methods are not hindered by species difference that make applying animal test result to human difficult or impossible. They are usually take less time and money to complete. I want to explain you the method that I use. First is in vitro method. I have created organ and chips. I combine the organ and chips that contain human cells grown in the state-of-the-art system to mimic the structure and function of human organs and organ system. The chips can be used instead of animal in disease research, drug testing and toxicity testing, and have been shown to replicate human psychology. Disease and drug response more accurately than cruel animal experiment do. Second is computer, which is in silico modeling. This model was developed in a wide range of sophisticated computer models that stimulate human biology and the progression of developing disease. Studies show that this model can accurately predict the way that new drug will react the human body and replace the use of animal in exploratory research and misstand drug tests. Third is research with human volunteers. The method calls microdosing. You know microdosing? Yes. The microdosing can provide vital information on the safety on an experimental drug and how it is metabolized in humans prior to large-scale human trials. Volunteers are given an extremely small one-time drug dose. Sophisticated imaging techniques are used to monitor how the drug behaves in the body. Microdosing can replace content tests on animals and help screen on drug compounds that won't work on humans, so that they won't needlessly advance to government-required animal testing. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Amir. From what Professor Dr. Amir has said about the new technology that has been developed by him, now we need that animal testing is no longer needed in doing experiments in lab. Right, my next question is Professor Dr. Saiful.
Yes.
Do you think that the new technology has been discovered by Professor Dr. Amir is suitable and easy to implement in lab, and is it can help the researcher to get the accurate result from the experiment?
Thank you, Mr. Amirul. Assalamualaikum and good evening. I greet to all of you. Animal experiments are unavoidable if we want to make the necessary progress in medical research, scientific research. Medical scientific research aims to contribute to the improvement of healthcare. It aims to contribute to the development of new methods to prevent, diagnose, and treat disease. In order to achieve this, it is important first to gain a better understanding of the human body in sickness and in health. The various molecular mechanisms that cause disease need to be unraveled. This is currently impossible without some use of animals. The human disease is copied. Such experiments provide a lot of relevant information, and many of the new drugs being marketed today we were in part thanks to this process. It is important to realize that animal models are indeed just models. They often cannot fully represent or copy the human condition. But the animal model will provide relevant information where the genetics and molecular pathways are similar. Should also realize that the alternatives such as organoids or organs on a chip are also just models. I think animal testing is very important. We should not ban animal testing. In scientific research, we have central concept that stands for replacement. This principle has been ensuring in animal welfare legislation and should always be applied when considering an animal experiment. First, for the replacement, this principle means that whenever possible, an animal experiment must always be replaced by an alternative that does not require animals. For example, an experiment using cell in test tube as an alternative. Second, reduction. This principle entails that when you perform an animal experiment, you should always use the lowest possible number of animals that will still give you a scientifically and statistically relevant result. For the third, refinement. This principle entails that for each action that you want to perform using a lab animal, you should determine whether there is another way of performing this action so that the animals suffer less pain. For example, this means that you should use anesthetic where possible, or that you should replace a large needle with a small one.
Sorry for interrupt. I stand on my decision. Where animal testing should be banned. Okay. As I mentioned just a while ago, we already discovered new technology replace animal testing. I think the technology is more advanced than using animal testing. This is because not all cells in animal are same with human cells. You know, not all the cells are same. The technology has been discovered and has tested to the human, and it is similarity to the human.
To make our forum more flare up, Mr. Asyrul, you as a master student from University Science Malaysia, of course you have a lot of experience in handling animal testing, right? Can you share with us your experience during handling the animal testing in lab?
Thank you, Mr. Amirul. Laboratory animals are certainly subjected to human contact throughout their life, during both husbandry and experiment. The use of appropriate and skilled handling is essential to ensure the animals ready, accept or actively seek human contact, and procedures are carried out efficiently. If routine handling procedures are abrasive, animals are likely to develop anxiety and show inflated stress response when approached. This is detrimental to animal welfare and will increase the difficulty of handling as animals attempt to avoid contact and may show defensive aggression. Handling stress can also be a major confounding variable and unwanted source of the variation within and between experiments. Good training is non-aversive handling has benefit for the animal, for the handler, and the reliability of the data gained in experiment. Here are some general considerations that must be followed during animal testing. First is approach. Animals should be approached in a calm and confident manner, avoiding exaggerated or sudden movements such as waving of the hand and the arms. Using soft and quiet voice when talking to the animal may help alert them to non-threatening approach and reinforce a caring attitude in the handler. For the second is the handling method. Choose of an appropriate method to pick up, carry and restrain an animal is perhaps most crucial. The method needs to be suited to be a particular species. See specific recommendation below. Any strain or individual different also need to be taken into account. More anxious strain individuals may be much slower to habituate for some method, requiring the further training and or adjustment of handling technique until they are calm and have learned the handling in non-threat. For the restraint is correct positioning of the both of the handler and the animal is necessary to achieve quick and secure restraint. Animals need to be feel secure and to be completely immobile to avoid struggling, which would promote anxiety and could result in injury to the animal or handler. During restraint, the animal should be gripped with just sufficient force to hold it firmly and securely, but not so tight that it causes discomfort, compromise the animal breathing or cause bruising. For the observations, the animal response, it is important to observe the animal behavior during handling, as this allows immediate adjustment to keep animals secure and safe. However, observing the animal response on the approach and after the animal has been released back into the home environment also provide invaluable information, as this animal will often flee from the handler or release and try to evade recapture, or less obviously, they may attempt to hide quietly to avoid attention. By contrast, animals with a positive response to handling are generally curious and will voluntarily approach the handler to investigate and interact. To check the effectiveness of your own handling procedure, try standing motionless for a short period of the handling to assess whether animals approach anesthesia laboratory animal is a significant refinement of the research procedures, since it results in a lack of awareness of any potential painful or distressing event. Anesthesia can be used to prevent pain during potential painful procedures such as surgery, or to provide a human means of mobilizing an animal for procedure such as imaging. When selecting a method of anesthesia, it is important to consider the required depth of the duration of anesthesia, whether the method selected will cause the minimum of interference with purpose of the research procedure. In addition, the method of anesthesia should ideally be simple to administer without causing significant distress to the animal, free from the undesirable side effect, and allow a smooth and uncomplicated recovery.
Thank you, Mr. Asyrul, for the explanation. Actually, which was the good idea on animal testing actually? Professor Saiful, do you have any idea, or do you think that animal testing should be supported?
Yes, I think animal testing should not be banned because the National Institute on Deafness and Other Communication Disorder (NIDCD) and the National Institute of Health (NIH) take animal welfare seriously. NIH federally support scientific investigators, and their research institutions have ethical and legal obligation to ensure the welfare of and minimize risk for every animal or person that participate in NIH fund research. Furthermore, all participants study in federally funded research, including animals, are protected by laws, regulations, and policies to ensure the smallest possible number of species and the greatest commitment to their welfare. The NIH officer of Laboratory Animal Welfare (OLAW) provide oversight of all NIH supported research activities that involve animals. OLAW monitors NIH funded institutions to ensure their compliance with animals welfare law and policies. Importantly, OLAW investigate every allegation it receives concerning inappropriate animal care or use involving studies NIH is supporting. The mission of the NIH is to support science in pursuit of fundamental knowledge about the future and behavior of living system and the application of that knowledge to extend healthy life and reduce the burden of illness and disability. Research activities range from basic laboratory studies at the molecular or cellular level to animal study or to human study. The NIDCD is part of the NIH.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Saiful for the explanation. Actually, there are more questions and answers that I want to share with you guys. It was too long, so I made my decision to discuss only this and also the forums further. In conclusion, animal testing should be eliminated because it violates animal rights, it causes pain and suffering to the experimental animal, and other means of themselves by randomly torturing and executing thousands of animals per year to perform laboratory experiments. And this right to decent treatment is not upheld when animals are exploited for selfish human gain. After all, humans are animals too. Say no to animal testing. Thank you.